All right, hello there. Welcome to another wee bit different video. By the way, it is 12 in the morning, 12:29 in the morning. So again, excuse the bedhead. But while you clicked on the video, we're gonna be doing a controller's tier list maker. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've been a gamer since I was a kid. Like ever since I was like 3 or 4 years old, I was playing. I think the first console I ever played on was, it might have been either an NES or like an earlier version of some sort of Nintendo. It's the console where you could play the Super Nintendo World or Super Mario World. And I gotta say, ever since then, I've just been a gamer, and here I am now with PlayStation 5 playing on that controller. So yeah, I've played on a lot of controllers. I have the Nintendo Switch too, and I've had previous Nintendo consoles. So with that being said, I've played with a lot of controllers. So let's put them on a tier list maker. Now, first things first, before we even get into this is obviously an opinion video. You cannot, whether you even will acknowledge it or not, I don't see why you wouldn't, but you cannot say it is a fact whether or not some controllers are better than others. Now, if there's like a problem with the controllers and how quickly they break, okay, sure, whatever, but it is a complete preference in how they feel in someone's hands, the satisfaction of pressing a button, whatever it is. People have the right to their opinion. So if you don't like mine, comment in the comment section down below why you don't and what's your favorite controller. So first things first, we got the Nintendo Switch controller. I think it's a solid controller. I'm gonna leave it at A, and the reason why I'm gonna leave it at A is because it's part of that motion controller, but it's not so big that it's like kind of like annoying, I guess, because smaller controller with motion I feel like is a lot more convenient for what the Switch is trying to do. It's a lot more simple. The buttons are solid. The only, I feel like, downside is that if your hand is huge, so to give you guys an idea, I'm 5'8", my hands aren't that big, so if I was like a 6'4", 6'5" person, the controller might be too small for my hands. I can see how that's a huge problem. But for me personally, I think it's a solid controller, aside from stick drift, which honestly I might put it at B for that reason, if you know, as time goes. Xbox 360 controller, I hated this controller. Some of y'all are gonna be really mad at that. That may be a huge hot take. The reason why I hate the Xbox 360 controller is because it's so fat, and like where the handles are, my hands feel like too spread out, if that makes sense. My cousins are, if they even look at this video, are gonna be disgusted, or my one cousin in particular, if he sees this video, he's gonna be disgusted because he's gonna be like, you're tripping, because he's an Xbox player. I guess PlayStation 2, but my point is he also plays Xbox, and I'm sure he disagreed with that sentiment. For me, again, it's just like too thick. I don't mind my controller being long to an extent, but that thing is like fat, and this is not pause. First of all, pause on my descriptions, but yeah, I'm gonna leave that as C tier for now. I think this might be the original Xbox controller. To be honest with you, I think it'd be very unfair. I mean, I felt it before, but I've never like played on that console, so I don't think there's a D tier controller. I mean, again, keyword think. So for this, we're gonna put question mark, because it'd be very unfair to me to make judgment on that. NES controller, what is it? This is the controller I used for the console I was talking about originally, where I played Super Mario World. This controller was basic, but when I was growing up and a kid, it was more than enough. Like it was so simple. Your 2 buttons up top, 2 buttons there, start, and then your arrows, I guess I'm gonna call it that. Especially for playing a game like Mario, which was what I was playing, it just worked. So B tier controller, wouldn't hold up so much today very well, but solid. Here we have a PS4 controller. S tier. I loved the PS4 controller. I will say that the PS5 controller is better, but I think the PS4 controller was so much better than the PlayStation 3 controller. It was so much better than the Xbox 360 controller because again, it added more length for a lot of people that have bigger hands. Again, my hands aren't huge, but compared to my middle school self, yeah, of course, naturally. So yeah, the PS4 controller, the haptic feedback, or not even the haptic feedback, I'm sorry, the haptic feedbacks for the PlayStation 5, but the vibrations being a solid addition with the touchpad, that was the new addition. Everything felt smooth, and pressing on the R2, L2, perfect. Couldn't have asked more for a controller. PlayStation 4 controller, legit, especially when they had all kinds of colors. Could not complain. This one, I don't know where that's from. This is the Sega Genesis controller. I actually did play with this controller. I had an old friend who had this console. I gotta say, the controller sucked. It's definitely a C-tier controller. Was it basic? Sure, but again, it's just like, if you're gonna have it small and thick, it feels kind of pointless. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the controller at all. The Wii U itself, I think, was a good idea. In practice, it didn't really come out to that as much. Definitely a B-tier controller. It's definitely better than this one because this one's just so simple. And the Wii U, obviously, it's like a little tablet and you're just kind of playing. So solid, but not great. PlayStation 2 controller, correct? Yes. So the PlayStation 2 controller at the time, again, very, very, very biased here. So, you know, PlayStation 2 controller at the time was the best of the best. For me, I was like, what? In elementary school using that controller, so that the size was an issue. For other people, I could totally see it. For me, growing up at the time, never could have been better. Played countless games using that controller. I look at that controller and I just feel nostalgia, nothing but nostalgia. So that it's gotta go in S tier. And again, I have a bias, so there's that. This Nintendo Switch controller, it's like the Pro controller. This, I'm gonna put it in B tier, and the reason why is it doesn't feel as, I guess, as comfortable as the PlayStation 5. It doesn't feel as comfortable as the new Xbox controller. It just feels a little more cheap. Now, I could be wrong because I don't know what the materials are made out of, but I'm just telling you what I think initially, especially when I felt it, and the button pressing just felt whatever. It felt kind of bland. I just prefer the regular Switch controllers. PlayStation 1 controller, I did play with it, not a whole lot, but it's very similar to this one, so I'm gonna leave it at A tier. This is also a PlayStation 2 controller. What's the difference? Okay, wait. What? Whoa. Okay, can I search? Excuse me? Sony DualShock. Oh. This is a PlayStation 1 controller then. So then what the freak is this? Hold up. Y'all, this is like breaking news right now. Straight up. Search. Yeah, search. Yeah, please. I thought this was the original. Okay. I'm a little confused. Okay, let's just put these next to each other. They both should be PlayStation 2 controllers. I guess I'm a little confused, man. I'm gonna assume that these two are PlayStation controllers. I don't know why they're different. Maybe because this one's wireless, this one's wired. But these two are both wired. But this one is what, DualShock? I don't know. Whatever the case may be. On to the next one. Nintendo Switch controller, it might be one of the greatest controllers of all time. My reasoning is very simple. Playing Smash Bros. A Nintendo Switch controller is a must-have. It is a must-have. I'm a huge Smash Bros. Fan. I started in Melee. I never played the 64 one. Started in Melee. Played a hell of a lot more for the Wii version. The Wii U, not as much. If I'm being very honest, not as much. I got into it a little too late. But when Smash came out on the Nintendo Switch, Smash Ultimate, dude, came over, dude. I put in so much time, and I used the Nintendo Switch, I used the GameCube controller. It was just, it's a must-have. It's literally like the best controller ever. The way it feels, the way you press on the buttons, it feels so satisfying. It's just amazing, perfect. I just have no words to describe how amazing it is, really. The original NES controller, I believe, or Super NES, whatever. And regardless, this is like the what is it? Little Mac. This is Punch Out. This is like the Punch Out controller that I think of, really, and like the more OG Mario games. This controller is just iconic. It's got to be S tier. It's just so iconic. So iconic. You look at that and you're like, damn, like that is the start of so much to come. The Nintendo 64 controller was godly, but I will say it's very outdated. At the time though, it's cool, but yeah, it's so outdated. I'm gonna leave it in low A, because even looking at it now, I'm just like, what were they like trying to do? But it kind of worked. I mean, again, I was playing Pokemon Stadium, James Bond, 007, bunch of the wrestling games, Rampage, tons of games on the Nintendo 64. Gotta say, the controller was pretty dope, but it's just very outdated. This controller, I could not honestly tell you. This Wii controller, very inconvenient with the wires, but my God, it was the start of so much with Wii Sports. Wii Sports was playing Wii Tennis, being competitive, or playing the original Mario Strikers, which is better than new, way better than new one, by the way. I think they fumbled the bag on the new one. Mario Party 8, all these games. Now again, it's outdated because of the wires that just having to come across. It's so annoying, which is why this is a lot more convenient, because it's also a lot more compact. But here, it's like you used it for the biggest of games, and like using the motion, dude. Wii Bowling, Wii Boxing, like again, it's all Wii Sports, but like, dude, Wii Sports was the shit. It was the shit. And again, Mario Strikers, Mario Sluggers, Mario freaking, dude. I'm watching a YouTube channel on a Mario Sluggers League. It's literally called Mario Sluggers League, bro. Like, this controller, so good, so good, so good. This is the Xbox. I don't know. It's just like a wired Xbox controller. I'm gonna leave that there. And that's the Xbox. The Xbox, whatever. It's just honestly a soft controller. It's definitely. Why am I forgetting the free? There is no PlayStation 5 controller here. Well, let me just say this now. PlayStation 5 controller will be top, the best one. Nostalgia aside, dude, look, I got it. I have 4 controllers. Let me grab it. This is my go-to controller right now. This controller is perfect from top to bottom. It lasts me, honestly, like typically controllers don't last me very long. It'll last me 8 months. I have 6 controllers though. 2 white ones, this color, a pink one, a red one, or no, I have 3 white ones. Yeah, it just, again, it just works, man. Perfect size. This feels, it just feels right. It just, you know how much hours I've put on this thing? I just played Overwatch today. I played Madden today. You know how much time I put on this controller every week? Like, oh God, a lot of time, a lot of time. And then the newest Xbox controller, I would also put A tier. Again, biased because I don't play Xbox. I've never really been a fan of the controllers. But this one, well, what is it called? Why am I forgetting the name? Xbox One. Oh God, yeah. Xbox One controller. That's what it is. It was a solid controller. Nothing too phenomenal. Again, I don't like the thickness of it still. But with that being said, solid controller. I think way better than the original. It felt a lot more polished, if that makes sense. A lot more modern, naturally speaking, though, of course. Anyway, this is my tier list. Now, I'm gonna have a lot of people who disagree with me, and that's totally okay. Because you know what? I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, I might change. My opinion might change on some of these B tiers like in a week from now when I think back and I'm like, do I agree with that? But this is what I'm feeling right now, and to be honest, all of SNA I'm gonna stand by. This is kind of disrespectful. Hold up. all right. This is what I'm gonna stand by, and this is how I feel. So anyway, if you have a problem with this tier list, let me know why. Let me know if you're gonna dislike the video and be mad about that. Sure, do your thing, dislike the video, but let your boy know why. What's your opinion? Because this is what the channel is about, man. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. I want to be able to discuss this kind of stuff. But as always, appreciate y'all for watching. This is Ollie Been Different. We've been different, and we out.